We are what we eat. That concept is something that seems to have been lost these days. The fact that food is our medicine, this is something that should have been taught from the time we were in elementary school. We go through our entire lives and learn this entire education without understanding the most critical aspect that affects our future health, our ability to enjoy our loved ones, to see our grandchildren, to enjoy 40, 50, 60 years of marriage. And that's the fact that we are fueled by what we eat. You wouldn't take your vehicle to the gas station and put any type of fuel in it. You wouldn't do that. And if I suggested to you that you put a little bit of the bad fuel not for your vehicle in it and mix it in with the fuel for your vehicle, you would laugh me to scorn. You would say that's foolishness. No, I only put in my vehicle the fuel that belongs to that vehicle. Because if not, even if you mix in fuel into your vehicle that doesn't belong in it, eventually the vehicle will break down, right? So with that in mind, why is it that we treat our bodies in a way that we wouldn't even treat a machine or a car? Why do we do that to our bodies? We say, well, our bodies can tolerate a little bit of poisonous foods. No, our bodies need everything that we put in our mouth either poisons us or it strengthens our body. Okay. Food, there are, a drug, let's go over some basic definitions here. Drug is anything that causes a physiological response in the body. Okay, so in the broadest term, anything that causes a physical reaction in your body is a drug. Okay, now there's two types of drugs that I want to focus here on. The first type of drug is a poison. Okay, a poisonous substance is a drug that when it is consumed by the body, it destroys the body. Okay, so that's a poison. A medicine is a drug that strengthens the body, that repairs the body, that prevents disease. That's what a medicine is. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to eat foods that give us medicine, that gives us drugs that strengthens our body, that medicates our body naturally. And what I'm telling you is that Yahweh, our creator, he put thousands and thousands of chemicals in his foods that he directly created that strengthens us and gives us all the medicine that we need to live a long and healthy life. And we have to eat 100% of the foods that he created. We can't moderate poisons. Okay, so food gives us macronutrients and micronutrients. Everyone knows the macronutrients. That's carbohydrates, protein, and fats. But then you have micronutrients. And remember, a nutrient is nothing more than a chemical, or you can say it's a drug. It's all the same thing. We call them nutrients, but they're really drugs. They're drugs that cause a physiological response in the body. Okay, so food should contain micronutrients, should contain vitamins, minerals, and then there's a third class called phyto or plant chemicals. These chemicals have been proven by thousands of nutritional scientific studies to be critical for proper human function. So when you eat, the drugs in the foods you eat need to do three things. They need to strengthen your immune system, which is the military for the body. The immune system is what attacks foreign substances. The immune system is what prevents cellular replication, which is malignant cellular replication. The immune system. You need your blood flow to stay pure. You need your food, should contain drugs in them that keep your blood thin. so that your blood pressure doesn't rise. It keeps the blood from clotting, which is the cause of strokes and the cause of heart attacks. And then you need the drugs in food. The chemicals that you eat in food should destroy and break down body fat to keep you thin. Okay, so micronutrient density has been ignored, but it is critical. Okay, we have relied too much on the medicines of man, but man's medicines, man's drugs are poisonous. We have to get our medicine from foods, because Yahweh created us and he knows what's best for us, and everything we need, everything to do the three things that I just named are found in his foods. So this, once again, this is the salad that I eat every day. This is 1 pound of green vegetables, cruciferous green vegetables, called bok choy. Bok choy, the chemicals in bok choy, one of the main chemicals is isothiocyanates. When you chew and chop and break down cruciferous vegetables like bok choy, it forms a chemical reaction in the mouth. It mixes with glucosinates and forms isothiocyanates. And these isothiocyanates, they locate cancerous cells or precancerous tumors and they destroy them. They destroy them. That's the drug found in these foods. And then also, bok choy is very high in calcium. And this is about 100 calories for a whole pound. Okay, and of course it gives me all the protein. Anything you eat with calories gives you macronutrients. So it's a myth that green vegetables don't have protein. Out of this 100 calories of bok choy here 50% or more of the caloric intake is from protein. But most importantly, the chemicals, the drugs that Yahweh put in cruciferous vegetables destroys malignant cancer growth. This is the cure for cancer. This is the cure for cancer right here in the drugs in these foods. This is a half a cup of onions. Onions contain a chemical Yahweh put in called organosulfate compounds that smell when you chop up onions. That's a chemical. That's a drug. It's called organosulfate compounds. So when you eat onions, the onions bind themselves to cancerous tumors. They bind them. And then the isothiocyanates, that drug from green vegetables, destroys them. So onions put a chokehold on cancer cells, and then isothiocyanates and cruciferous vegetables destroy the cancer cell. This is all science that I'm talking about. This is nothing made up. These are medicines put in food. This is stuff that we were not taught. We were not taught these things, but I'm teaching them to you right now. Okay, carrots contain the primary chemical that Yahweh put in carrots, because remember, these foods, they'll say created by nature, but we know, or you should know, that it's created by our creator, Yahweh. These are foods directly created by him. And he put the medicines in these foods to help us to live a long life in excellent health. So alpha carotene, beta carotene, lutein, these are carotenoids, chemicals found in carrots that help affect eyesight, keep your eyes strong, keep your skin from being damaged. Those are the chemicals. So you don't need a bunch of man's chemicalized lotions. No, everything you need for skin beauty is right here. The chemicals in these foods that Americans don't eat enough of. Nuts and seeds, phenosterols, and other chemicals found in nuts and seeds, mainly sterols and phytophenols. Those are the main chemicals found in nuts and seeds. And nuts and seeds have been shown to satisfy hunger. So it induces weight loss. It fills you up. They're high in fiber. They're also extremely high in protein. So me as a power lifter, I eat this is about 500 calories. And half of the calories are from fat, the good fat that the body needs. So seeds are high, especially your flax and chia and hemp seeds are high in a chemical called omega-3 fatty acids. And those are what's needed for brain health. Americans don't eat enough of Yahweh's medicine for the brain found in nuts and seeds. So you have all these mental disorders going on because we're not eating the medicines for the brain that he gave us to eat, found in nuts and seeds. Apples, the skin of apples are very high in a variety of phytochemicals. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, that's because apple contains hundreds of different medicines that Yahweh put in them, wrapped in that sweetness of sugar that adds a nice sweetness to my salad. The same with raisins, resveratrol. That's a chemical drug found in raisins that helps the cardiovascular system. It helps keep your blood thin. So instead of relying on man to give you a blood thinner to keep you from having stroke and heart attack, it would be much more beneficial for you to rely on the foods that Yahweh created that keeps your blood thin, like resveratrol, which is found in raisins. And then, of course, we want to get our sweetness from dried fruits and fresh fruits. Okay, this is a smoothie that I eat with my salad. And the smoothie has pomegranate juice in it. Juice from pomegranate is extremely healthy. Kale, more cruciferous vegetables that help. I told you the ITCs, that drug, it destroys cancer cells, and when combined with onions, the organosulfur compounds choke the cancer cells, and the green vegetables destroy the cancer cells. Dates are very high in sugar, but still, because they're fruit directly created by the hand of Yahweh, they have the same beneficial phytochemicals found in raisins. Then you have blueberries and strawberries. One piece of strawberry contains 700 different phytochemicals. 700. There are nutrients that Yahweh put in this strawberry where when you eat it, it breaks down in the body and it binds itself to metals that you would get when you eat too much foods with too much copper, too much iron, and it builds up in the brain. A strawberry, the nutrients in strawberry binds itself to copper and destroys it in the brain. This is nutritional science. So what happens when you put all of this together? And of course, this is the homemade dressing, because you want to avoid dressings with added salt, sugar, oils, and man-made chemicals, man-made poisons. And so this is the dressing I use. It's a half a cup of homemade hemp seed milk, a half a cup of hemp seed milk, then a half a cup of cashews, a fourth of a cup of balsamic vinegar, then and then 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Okay, you blend that together and you can make a nice salad dressing. And you want your salad dressing, or you want nuts to be seed. The drugs that Yahweh put in seeds, they work with the drugs he put in green vegetables, and they mix together, and so the nutrients are absorbed more readily. So what happens when you put these foods together? When you rely on his foods for medicine and for strength, what happens? Well, you get excellent health. You get excellent health. You get a strong immune system. You get excellent blood flow, and you stay thin permanently. These foods destroy body fat. They destroy body fat. They destroy cancer. They keep your eyes strong. They keep your blood thin. This is the cure to the cancer epidemic. This is the cure to the stroke epidemic that has wiped out almost the entire immediate family of my father's side. So much so that they call it the Jordan curse. Okay, well, I'm here to tell you it's not the Jordan curse. It's the curse of the standard American diet. All a stroke is the blood vessels leading to the brain have become clogged and thick from eating the poisons in man's food. Okay, and when the blood becomes too thick, it cracks. It cracks. The plaque, atherosclerosis, cracks, And that clot, called an embolism, it travels up a blood vessel and it goes to the brain, and blood flow can't get through to the rest of the brain, so the brain fights it off. That's a stroke. Okay, what causes a stroke? A traveling clot. What causes a clot? Atherosclerosis. What causes atherosclerosis? Too much salt, too much sugar, too much fat, too much animal protein. That's what causes it. Too much of those foods are poison. When you eat those foods, they poison your blood vessels. What could have prevented my father from having 9 strokes? What could have prevented my uncles from having strokes and heart attacks? The medicines right here in these foods make it impossible for the blood vessels to harden. You cannot get hardened arteries eating the medicine foods of Yahweh. A tumor cannot form in your body when you eat the medicine foods of Yahweh. You can't get a heart attack. It's impossible, because he put everything right here in these foods for us to live a long, healthy life in excellent health. Okay, so in conclusion, my friends, my brothers and sisters, we have to return to the ancient way. This is our medicine. Don't ever think that you can moderate poison. Just like you won't put fuel in your car that doesn't belong in it. Don't put stuff in your body that will poison the body. And anything you eat is a drug. And it either going to poison you, or that drug is going to give you medicine. It's going to be medicine, medicinal to you. It's either medicinal or poisonous. And these foods that he created for us are medicine foods that we need. Okay? So I want you, if you need help, I don't have time to go into food addiction and the reasons why, even though you know what I'm saying is true, even though I'm convincing you, and you've seen me lose 100 pounds. You've seen my brother Tony Dion lose 116 weeks. My mother is at the lowest weight she's ever been, taking no medications in a country where 95% of Americans her age are taking drugs. But even though you see that, and you see the science here, something still stops you. Something still stops you. And if you need help on conquering food addiction, contact me or call me, because it is my passion and my duty as a servant of Yahweh to tell you the truth and do all I can to help you break from under the bondage of the poisonous and deadly and evil standard American diet. I wish you all, I truly do, a long life in excellent health. It can be yours. And may Yahweh have mercy on us all.